Okay, grab a snack and get comfy, because today's stories are stacked. First up, a woman plans the perfect getaway with her boyfriend, invites his family to tag along, and they immediately try to hijack the entire trip. Then, an estranged brother who hasn't spoken to his sister in years suddenly comes crawling back, wanting her to hand over valuable family land. And finally, a mom teaches her little boys two tiny words at the dinner table, and her husband completely loses it. Three families, three meltdowns. And oh, you're not ready for how that first one ends. First up, a woman and her boyfriend plan a budget-friendly getaway and make the mistake of inviting his mom and brother, who decide their version of the vacation is the only one that counts. Hijacked. As the title suggests, my boyfriend and I planned a really good vacation where we would spend 4 days in a cheaper apartment at a smaller town. Let's call it Town A, for which we can travel each day to a different city. The apartment is close to big national parks and rivers, as well as a 5-minute walk to a private beach. Since him and his family have not been on vacation together for over 10+ years, we figured we could invite them, informing them of all the places we would visit for a fraction of the price. They all said it was a great idea. His dad ended up canceling because he had work. His mom and brother still agreed to go. They loved the idea, and we told them the name of the town and sent over the links for the booking info, etc. Today, we get a call from his mom saying, "Hi, so I found us a big house that would cost us just a bit more on this island. We would be staying there for 6 days, and it's a great idea. The island was far from our original destination, more expensive, and I do not have so many vacation days." We told her this, and she said, "Well, why doesn't your girlfriend just switch days with someone at work? You know it's not in your brother's best interest to stay only 4 days. Besides, you guys didn't even find a place to stay there." But we did find a place to stay. We sent the links last week. The apartment is big with 4 rooms and free parking, a few minutes away from the beach, and it's the place we initially wanted to stay at. This way, we're spending more money, taking more vacation days, and we can't visit all the places we agreed on. Okay, but I found this apartment on an island, and we will be traveling less. It's way better, and the town is not muddy like yours. I went there when your brother was little, 30 years ago, LOL, and it was all muddy. This island is so much better I can book it right now, but okay. She was pretty annoyed and said our apartment was expensive as well and far away from home. The distance is the same. His brother sent him a message, just reading, "You guys really want to cheap out over 30 euros and not go to the island?" Basically calling us cheapskates when it was never the plan to go to an island, spend so much money just to be at a crowded beach for 6 days straight. We told them my BF and I were planning a vacation, and if they wanted, they could come with. My BF asked him straight up, "Okay, but we agreed on Town A. We told you guys everything, and now what's exactly the problem? You guys love the idea, and now it's bad." His brother just said, MK. Now they're passive with us, and I genuinely don't want to go with them anymore. Am I the asshole for not wanting to conform to their sudden plan changes? Am I wrong for feeling like they wanted a vacation on their terms despite never making plans themselves and using our idea to have the summer they want? Update. Despite me telling my boyfriend I don't want to go and to use the excuse that I don't have enough vacation days to cancel the whole trip with them and us to go alone, he called his mom and said they should go to Town A 2 days before us, and we will come and all vacation together. Now, I'm sobbing having to deal with these people who trashed us in the first place, and BF is saying I am being too harsh for calling him oblivious and untrustworthy for making the vacation happen. I asked him yesterday to cancel it and use me as an excuse not to go. I'm at a loss for words. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "You invited them to join your holiday. Now, they're trying to take over and change it up. Just let your BF handle it." Another commenter said, "Go on holiday where you want. They can go where they want. Problem solved." Yeah, the internet is screaming this one, and honestly, same. She invited them onto her trip. She found the place. She sent the links, and they had the nerve to call her a cheapskate for not throwing away her money and precious vacation days on their last-minute island fantasy. And the real gut punch? The boyfriend caving and booking it anyway. Not the asshole. So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. Next, a woman who inherited a slice of family land gets a surprise email from the estranged brother she hasn't spoken to in years, and you'll never guess what he suddenly wants. I'm a 32 female. I grew up in a very small, rural area. The house I grew up in was left to my dad by his grandfather, and his family owned bits of land around the house. When my grandfather passed, he left some of the land to my siblings and I. I wasn't even aware of this until several years ago when my sister wanted to build a home and business on part of the land. This required signed agreements from us all to pass it over to her to do this. While I'm not close with my sister, I did so without question, as did my other siblings. I did feel that we should have been financially compensated for the land, as it is worth a lot, especially based on its location. But my other siblings didn't say anything, and I was quite young, so didn't feel comfortable to do so either. Fast forward to last year. My brother, who I have zero relationship with because of many reasons, now also wants some of the land signed over to be solely his for him to use. He emailed me last October out of the blue, faking brief niceties, but very quickly getting down to why he was emailing. I was honestly taken aback. The man hasn't spoken to me in years, only to come crawling along wanting something from me. I didn't know how to respond. I discussed it with my therapist, but still didn't know what to say. I honestly forgot about it. In the email, he even said he would contact me again about it, but 8 months later, I've still not heard anything, until recently. My dad came for a brief visit and quickly mentioned the fact my brother wants this land. I told him I honestly didn't care about what he wanted, and my dad called me an asshole. I can see why I may be, but also, to just sign over something to someone who, to be frank, is an asshole himself and has done nothing for me in my life other than cause me misery and heartbreak, just doesn't sit right with me. Am I the asshole, Reddit? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "It is your property. You can keep it, sell it to the highest bidder, ignore it, whatever you choose." I would send a single email to the brother, stating the current market value of the property and ask how interested in it he is. Another commenter said, "But I'd suggest that you have a real estate agent or attorney do the contacting of your relatives rather than talk to them yourself." And the verdict is a resounding NTA. This is a guy who's done nothing but cause her misery, vanishes for years, and then slides in her inbox the second he wants a piece of valuable land. She doesn't owe him a single blade of grass. And her own dad calling her the asshole over it? That's the part that really stings. Not the asshole. If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. And finally, a mom teaches her 2 little boys to say thank you for dinner. And somehow it's her husband who has a problem with it. Me, female, 28, and my husband, 30, of 6 years, have 2 boys together, 4-year-old and 7-year-old. I typically cook dinner, which I don't mind doing, and they're a routine where they play 30 minutes before, they set the table 5 minutes before, and then I put food out for everyone, and we sit. Mind you, they love setting the table, as I've always tried to make them included during food prep. I thank them for setting the table, and ever since my oldest was younger, I over time taught him to say thank you for dinner in return. Now they both do this. I have always, and even now, thanked my parents for dinner when they cook. Now hubby starts to tell me that it's not necessary for the kids to thank for dinner. We should be providing it anyways, and that's their right. He feels the same way when we go out to eat. I didn't grow up going out to eat like that, so to me that's not a necessity. I don't think of it like we are providing a necessity that shouldn't be thanked. I just wanted to teach my kids to be thankful for the little gestures. That's it. My husband wants to start explaining to the kids that they don't have to thank for dinner. They do it naturally now, and it's in passing before eating. I'm just against going out of the way to tell them not to say thank you when at this point they enjoy doing it on their own. Am I the asshole? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "Yet teaching your kids to be grateful for what other people do for you is human and kind. Expecting it and not showing gratitude is rude." Intiated to add, "Maybe stop showing gratitude to hubby for doing things. See how he likes it." Another commenter said, "Thank you. I understand my husband's POV, but I also don't want to end up on Super Nanny with kids pounding on the table screaming, 'Where TF is dinner, mom?' I'm just trying to teach subtle gratitude." NTA, and it's not even close. She's teaching her kids basic, everyday gratitude. The boys literally race each other to say thank you first, and hubby wants to sit them down, and you teach it? Teaching children to appreciate the people who do things for them isn't a crime. It's parenting done right. Not the asshole. If you want to hear stories from different subreddits, let me know down in the comments. So there you have it, 3 families pushed right to the edge. Now I want to hear from you. Were any of these people actually the asshole, or are they all completely in the clear? Drop your verdicts down in the comments, because I read every single one. And stick around, because I've got a whole pile of even crazier stories coming your way. I'll see you in the next one.